So you can join us live on Facebook, Focus FM KNUST, live on Facebook and of course on YouTube as well at Felix Edu Dakwa. Join us, let's do the discussion wholesomely. Now, before we get into the discussions, don't forget that I told you earlier on that the big one is at lunchtime today at 12:30. We've got Manchester City. They are playing as hosts to Liverpool, and the lineups are already here. Starting in post for Liverpool's Alisson Becker. In the defense, they've got Alexander Arnold. They've also got Matip and Virgil van Dijk. Of course, Konstantinos Tsimikas will be also supporting the backline of Liverpool. McAllister, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones in the midfield. And up front, we've got Diogo Jota, Mohamed Salah and Darwin Núñez. For Manchester City, the champions of Europe and, of course, of England, Edison is imposed together with Kyle Walker, Ruben Dias, Josko Vardiol. In midfield, they've got Manon Akanji and Rodri. Up front, Julian Alvarez, Bernardo Silva, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, and your usual customer, Erling Haaland, start up front for Manchester City. It's going to be exciting, but let me bring you in quickly so we start the discussions. Manchester City and Liverpool. But before that, good afternoon, bro.
Good afternoon, Felix.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Let me just, as a word, just announce to all our listeners that we are back.
Yeah.
So there was international break, but before that, we had a graduation break.
Yes.
And graduation on here, pick one or two. Congratulations to all the graduates.
Yes.
And no masters for the PhD for also graduate. And wedding.
We say how much sorry and a book kind.
Massa.
So kind when I go to the actual social.
Enough form. But I hope you're fine.
I'm good. And yourself?
I felt. That's under 17. Charlie,
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
But let's start with the discussions there. Manchester City and Liverpool. In the next 20 minutes, Basso.
Wow. Good afternoon to all our listeners once again. This is a game. That will be a game of margins. Pep Guardiola against Jurgen Klopp. This game is with the rivalry of coaches, of players, of trophies. Now, when you come to England, there are two big clubs in England. You mentioned Manchester United and then Liverpool.
Yeah.
The two teams with the red colours in England. And it will be a point where Liverpool will be fighting Manchester United. But since the Saudis picked up Man City, the Sheikh Mansours, it has been City, Chelsea, it has been City, United, and then what? Liverpool. And for the past 4 seasons, where Guardiola and then City have won the league titles, their contender is Liverpool.
Yeah.
Even at the point Liverpool won the league, they won the league at the expense of what? Man City, with some small margin. So it's always been a rivalry between City and then Liverpool since Jurgen Klopp took over in 2014-15 season. After losing the Europa League final to Sevilla, from there he picked up all the pieces and then won the league for the first time in 30 years, won the Champions League, and now he's playing good football. Now, when you check how City plays and then how Liverpool plays, Felix, no one will tell you that this game will be a game of flair. There will be the midfield battle. There will be the flanks battle.
Yeah.
Because now Klopp is playing Arnold as what? As a central what? Midfielder. And then Guardiola plays Stones as what? Central defensive what? Midfielder. So both teams are what? Playing in midfield and then what? At the flanks.
Yeah.
Now, Klopp, after picking Liverpool, he made Robertson and Arnold become what? World-known players for the kind of assists they provided.
Of course.
For the first time, we saw a defender in the Guinness Book of what? Records with Arnold what? Providing most assists in the season.
Yeah.
Same as Robertson. Now, Guardiola picked this City team, went to Tottenham, brought in Kyle Walker. And Kyle Walker, after moving from Tottenham to City, has been superb with the right back position. Same thing as the center defenders of what? Liverpool.
Yeah.
Now, from Southampton, Virgil van Dijk came in and then stabilized the defense of Liverpool. With all the players playing for both sides. The key thing to look at is the midfield battle. After Fabinho leaving the team of Liverpool, now we had this player coming in, Ryan Gravenberch.
Yeah,
Even Thiago Silva coming in from Bayern couldn't play.
Yeah.
Now we have Gravenberch, we have McAllister, we have Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
These three players play in the midfield of what? Liverpool. Now when we get to Man City's team, you have Rodri, who is the master of what? All midfielders. No doubt. How he plays and how he contributes his play with what? Goals. He's also playing. We will miss De Bruyne, but when you check out that the midfield of Man City and how Guardiola sometimes changes his play, because I know this game he will play either John Stones or Akanji in midfield with Rodri, and that will be a very tough game. I said that this game will be a midfield battle, and then when you check out the midfield battle, when it is compact or when it is equal, we now move to the flanks.
Yeah.
After the 4-3-3 of Liverpool, when they will attack, they will get a three back.
Yeah.
Which Arnold will switch to the midfield and play.
Yes.
City will play with the normal three back. Vardiol, Akanji, Stones, or even Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
Now when they're attacking, they will get two central midfield defenders. They will push either Akanji or Stones to the midfield.
Yeah.
Rodri will go forward.
So Akanji is starting. So Akanji will go in the midfield.
In the midfield.
Yeah.
And Rodri will push forward. So you see how both teams will play. Now it will be crowded in the midfield. So what Arnold will do at the right back, what Walker will do at the right back, will show how this game will go.
Okay. So this game will be determined by the flanks.
By the flanks. Because how Guardiola is parading his team and then how Klopp is parading the team, they are all packing the midfield. We know Guardiola playing the three back will always crowd the midfield with 4 or 5 players in midfield.
Okay.
Klopp with the 4-3-3 will have 3 midfielders. But when he's progressing the ball, he'll play 3 back and then you get Arnold in midfield. So you get like 4 players in midfield. And Doku will play this game, or even from the bench when he will come, he will be battling with Arnold at the right back.
Yeah.
Same thing as either Salah or Luis Diaz will battle Kyle Walker. Now Kyle Walker had a bad game against Chelsea. Against Sterling.
Yeah.
He had a bad game. So Luis Diaz or Suarez will battle out with Kyle Walker. So let's say 1v1.
Yeah.
We cancel that one. Doku against Arnold. We cancel that one. Arnold is not good defensively. He's good when attacking with the ball. That's why he plays in midfield and can give all the passes you want a midfielder to give. So this game is a very crunchy game. And when I check the start between Guardiola and then Klopp, the manager who has lost more to Guardiola is Klopp. They were both in the Bundesliga and came to the Premier League. Klopp came before Guardiola. But when I check how Guardiola has progressed the Liverpool team, even in the absence of Sadio Mane and Firmino, still they are granting results. They are second on the league table.
Yeah.
Just 1 point behind Manchester City.
Absolutely.
So this game
that makes
is
it
a
very, very
top
tight.
of table affair because any team that will win the table will go ahead. Because the next team will win, but will not catch up with you.
Okay.
So Liverpool, after all this, the performance last season coming in, which they were poor, now picking up the pieces, I think this game will be a very difficult game. And then you see, after this game, that will not be over. When I check the last 5 games between City and then Liverpool, there's never been a drawn game.
Yeah.
There's never been a 0-0 scoreline. Always goals. The last 2, City have won with 7 goals to 3. But the last 5, Liverpool have 3 wins, City have 2 wins. So this game will be a very good game. And then the last time City lost is over a season ago.
Yeah.
Losing at Etihad at home. No opponent.
So they are chasing the record that was made by Sunderland.
Yes.
In that is it 1980 season. Yeah.
The most consecutive home games without a defeat.
23.
And what Guardiola is doing is he lost the game against Chelsea. Let me say he lost because he wanted the win to boost up the morale. Because after that draw, Liverpool is catching up. Because Liverpool won the next day and then they are moving up. So he will risk all the players. I know Haaland from the knock he had in the international break will be back. But Haaland will have a game today. Because you are meeting the most bulky defender in the Premier League, to me, Van Dijk. With air balls, he will pick up with you. Even Joel Matip. And Guardiola is playing with Foden, who always love to short players and then give the ball to Haaland. I think, Felix, this game will be a very crunchy game. And
so why is the game going? Who's winning?
Per the records are set to be broken, but per the records at Etihad with Man City,
Manchester City.
they are slightly ahead of Liverpool.
Okay.
But Liverpool have the highest number of wins in their last 5 games against City.
Yeah.
They've been the only team that can stop City. Remember the Champions League they won against Tottenham?
Yeah.
They were the only team to beat City to qualify to the finals. to beat Tottenham Hotspur and won the Champions League. So I think they are not. I'm not writing them off, but Guardiola playing at home and want to win the Premier League because he has won the Champions League. He won the treble last season. He want to defend it. If you win the trophy and you cannot defend it, it's not a good sign of thing for you to be as the Premier League coach. And he won the coach of the season. So I think this game, City is ahead of Liverpool, but this game will be a scoring game.
Scoring game.
Liverpool will score, City will score.
Liverpool
most definitely. Haaland will score, Salah will score because Salah has been very remarkable against top teams.
Yeah.
Anytime he meet the top teams, he will score. So I think this game will be a scoring draw, but City ahead of Liverpool. Felix.
Still live 94.3 Focus FM and also live on Facebook Focus FM KNUST and as well on YouTube Felix Edu Dakwa. Let's now take a listen to each of the managers before I come to you, my brother Kelvin, who give me some insights into the game. But Pep Guardiola, let me start from him. He says that Jurgen Klopp is the manager that has pushed him the most in his career. I disagree with him though, because obviously I'll be going for Jose Mourinho, but Guardiola on the coach, and he thinks that it is, in fact, Jurgen Klopp. Let's listen to him.
What I learned since I arrived here, I was more anxious in the first seasons, so the first, second, third, in November, December. Now I learned that the Premier League never ends. When you believe it's over, oh my God, there's still 10 games to play, and many things can happen. So now it's just to relax, because if you relax, you can be relegated for many points behind top of the league, but it just is so long, the Premier League. It's many things is going to happen, many things. If you ask me the question in March and April, I would say, so I think Liverpool or City, or hopefully we can be there, or the other one. So many things can happen. But the reality, except an exceptional things, I think Liverpool in last season.
Many things are going to happen in this fixture. That's according to Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola. We now take a listen to Jurgen Klopp, who is brief on this one. He says the match is going to be very tough.
This is a tough game, but yeah, whatever happens last year, what happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago, is just a memory, nothing else. So we have to be ready for tomorrow, and that's what we try to be. And if we are that.
Right, so you heard from Jurgen Klopp, who was brief. In short, the match is going to be tough. Klopp, it will be very brief.
It will be tough, and of course the game will be tough.
Everybody knows that.
Yes,
the game will be very tough, especially for Liverpool, if you ask me.
Yeah, because they are behind City, so
point.
They will want to leapfrog them and be on top. And at home, the Etihad campus,
it will be very difficult for them. It's very difficult for them. But you're still live, Focus 94.3. Let's look quickly at the Italian Serie A fixtures that will be played this weekend. And it's match day 13 in Italy. Salernitana will be playing against Lazio, Atalanta, and Napoli will also be coming off Milan. And Fiorentina have a date. Cagliari and Monza will also be playing Empoli and Sassuolo. We've got the big one over the weekend. Is Juventus playing as host to Inter Milan. I'll be coming to discuss that one in no time. But let me announce to you that you're still live, Focus 94.3 FM. This is the Sports Arena to the English Premier League, the most talked about league in the world, and the biggest fixture coming off in about 9 minutes from now. We've got Manchester City and Liverpool. Burnley will playing at the Turf Moor against West Ham United at 3 p.m. We've got 5 games in that time. Luton Town against Crystal Palace. Newcastle and Chelsea is also another big one. But of course, Newcastle will lose, if you ask me, because they have lost a lot of players, Charlie. And Nottingham Forest and Brighton will also be playing Sheffield United and Bournemouth. And the big one, also a London derby for that matter. Brentford, they'll be playing against Arsenal to the Spanish Primera La Liga. And of course, the games continue this weekend after the international break, with Rayo Vallecano playing against Barcelona. Valencia and Celta Vigo also be playing Getafe and UD Almeria, Atletico de Madrid and Mallorca. Tomorrow the games continue at 1 p.m. We've got Villarreal and Osasuna, Sociedad and Sevilla, Cadiz and Real Madrid, Real Betis and Las Palmas. Those are the games I'll be playing in the Spanish Premier La Liga. So, Dembaba, let's quickly look at the Italian Serie A. There's a big one coming up this weekend. Inter Milan and Juventus. In fact, Inter Milan are going away.
Yes.
Omuko Juve
at the Allianz Stadium.
And
Before the David Italia, let me pick 2 games in England.
All right.
Chelsea Newcastle.
Yeah.
United, Everton. Chelsea because of their recent performance. Chelsea has played Liverpool,
Yeah.
Arsenal, Tottenham, Man City. They've not lost. And Chelsea have struggled this season with injuries. When you pick United and then Everton, Everton just got deducted 10 points. So they are battling relegation. So
They'll come to the stadium to protest today, actually.
yes, and when you pick Chelsea, Newcastle, after picking their fine form earlier this season, they've dropped because after losing to Paris Saint-Germain, everything got messed up because they lost players to injuries. Their last game before the international break, they lost 12 players to injuries, and they couldn't win that game against Bournemouth. And they are playing against Chelsea, who's gathering their momentum, whose players are now recovering from injury. Fofana is training, Nkunku is training, Lavia is training, and they have the momentum playing big games. Playing against City, drawing 4-4, coming from behind, taking the lead, drawing that game, it will boost the players' confidence to play against Newcastle. We've seen Newcastle to be a boogie side in the Premier League at the St. James's Park, where their home grounds is. And they play with flair. They defend, they attack, they open up their game. And anytime a team opens up against Chelsea, that team cannot play well. Against Tottenham, against Arsenal, against City, Chelsea will try to create and score. And Newcastle at their home grounds with the injuries they are facing, I think Chelsea will have an upper hand in that game. And looking at how Chelsea is now struggling and now playing to win games because they now feel that their team is now settled. They have their darling boy in Cole Palmer and their captain James is back in their team and now they are playing very well. They have their centre back who is always resolute, Thiago Silva playing, and Enzo Fernandez in their game in midfield against Conor Gallagher, who is the unsung hero in that Chelsea team because Gallagher this season is playing all the dirty works in the Chelsea midfield with Caicedo and then Jackson up front. So I think Chelsea has an upper hand against Newcastle. Back to Tottenham, United against Everton. Everton, earlier on in the season, were struggling bad.
Yeah.
Grinding results. And they just got deducted 10 points. Something happened in 2008. And they are suffering it today. And United, who is also amassing points, in their last 2 games, they didn't play good in the Premier League, but they won those games. And they are now seated on the league table with 21 points. And that's a good sign for them. Because in their next 2-3 wins they enter top 4, which will be a very good addition to them because United, after the season and will not play Champions League, will be a very huge loss. So in this game against Everton, they are going away to Goodison.
Yeah. And
Shendik's men are not faring well. And I heard Dominic Calvert-Lewin saying they are very poised for this game. Because after the 10-point deduction, they are now united to play the game. They are now united for the Everton colours. They are not to defend it because they have it in their own hands to be in the Premier League next season because when they win the games, they can be in the Premier League. But when they don't win the games, they'll move back to the Championship, just as Leicester, Southampton, and then the others left last season. So I think this game will be a very good game. And during the weekend, Ten Hag on Maguire and then Varane issues. You see, I like one thing about some coaches. When Maguire was out of form, he was benched. But when Maguire gained his form back, he needs to play. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Maguire needs to play.
But
Varane...
Let me cut you in short. Speaking about Eric Ten Hag, he has spoken before the game.
Okay.
So he was talking about the injury situations. Something that you are talking about right now. So let's quickly listen to him, then we can get into the conversation.
Andre is okay. He stepped in training today. Good. Rasmus, still, I think it's a close finish. He's training down, or he's outside. Yeah, he's making very good steps, and yeah, we have to wait till tomorrow. Then we will make a final decision.
All right. So, Debaba, the players are back.
That was what I was talking about.
Yes.
You see, Holland is injured, same as Rashford.
Yeah.
But my concern is about the defensive pair of United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been off.
Yeah.
Now coming back from injury. Luke Shaw was off, back from injury. Lisandro Martinez was off, now back from injury. And Maguire was out of form, conceding penalties, scoring own goals, so he was dropped. But after getting the form, he's playing now. Now, Varane is now walking on the shoulders of what? The Champions League, the World Cup he won. But Rafael Varane now is not at the level of Maguire in terms of defensive play now. So I think he's getting it right with playing Maguire ahead of Rafael Varane. And now, 36-year-old John Evans is also playing. And that's a good sign for Erik ten Hag. So I think this game will be a very big game because Everton will protest and it might get into the hands of United players and their technical team. Because they will protest against everybody, not only the FA, not only the Premier League board, but everybody in England, because they will be like, you are not supporting us. We are not at fault of this issue. So I think this game tomorrow will be a very big game. Everton play home against United. You know, there is this rivalry when Rooney moved from Everton to United and back to Everton. So anytime the game is coming on, there's some of rivalry in there, and I think tomorrow will not be an exception. And what Ten Hag did in the last two Premier League games is showing that he will get something out of the Everton game, and I think Everton will need to step up their game because minus 10 points and you are more or less starting from the scratch. So if you don't gather yourself well and play this game, then you'll be saying goodbye to the Premier League for a very long time. Because Everton has been one of the teams who are very stubborn in the Premier League, tormenting big clubs, tormenting Liverpool, tormenting Chelsea, tormenting Man City. So I think tomorrow's game, per their injury situation, I think United is ahead of them because you get the likes of Garnacho who will play. And one thing about Everton is Ashley Young is not disciplined at all in big games. He considered a red card in the Merseyside derby, which would have been a game they can contest to at least get a draw or win that game. But he, early in the first half, he considered a red card and left the pitch. So I think he should be very careful in this game because playing against these skillful players, they will provoke you. Garnacho, Pelistri, they will try to dribble you, and any small touch on them, they will fall down. You'll be, hey, get up, man, and then you'll be considering yellow cards and red cards. So,
and it's against his former team too.
Yes, Ashley Young should be very careful in this game because any little mistake he will do will cost Everton.
Still live 94.3 Focus FM. This is where performance is indeed our specialty. So Manchester United are 6th, Everton after that 10 points deduction. They are currently 19th into relegation zone. It's an interesting game that will be coming on tomorrow. But let's quickly look at the Derby d'Italia, Juventus and Inter Milan kickoff. And so time also City Liverpool. And monitor. So we'll give you all the updates right here on 94.3 Focus FM.
2 or 3 seasons ago, Felix, Derby d'Italia, straight win for Juventus. But after their last season performance, which they are out of Europe, I think Juve are now picking up their pieces. Now, in the last 3 seasons, which this season is part of it, Inter Milan won the Italian Serie A. They played the Champions League final, and they are now on top of the Serie A. Inter Milan tell their fans or tell the world that they are international Milan. Juventus, after the Calciopoli in the early 2000s, even as of today, they even add that trophy to their trophies that they won it. And it was Inter AC. But when Juventus just came to the limelight, they just fused themselves in. And always, Juventus won the Serie A for 8 to 9 seasons consecutively. So people are saying, oh, the Italian Serie A is now a monopoly league because only Juventus. And this season, they are doing something very well. Max Allegri is performing. After his return, he left and came back. He's performing now. But it's not up to the task or what he left when they were playing the Champions League final against Real Madrid. And this is the time Inter Milan has risen. Winning the league, playing the Champions League final, and now still in the Champions League playing. When you pick this Inter Milan team, since Antonio Conte's season, how they set up with the 3-back, they've played this formation for quite a long time. And the players in there are okay with the formation they are playing there. Inter Milan last season lost Onana to United. They brought in Jan Sommer. They lost some midfielders. They brought in a player from the arrival, AC Milan, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who is playing very superb. Now they have Lautaro Martinez. They brought in Marcus Thuram from Bundesliga. He's playing also. So when you pick this Inter Milan team, they've arranged the team in a certain way that anytime the player is leaving, they'll have to get a player to come in and make the
proper backup,
shake up very nicely.
Yeah.
Because when Onana is leaving and you have Soma coming in, remember we had Handanovic leaving.
Yeah. And Onana came
in.
Yeah.
Onana is going. Jan Soma,
yes.
and Jan Soma is not a bad goalkeeper. A very good goalkeeper. He couldn't sign for Bayern because of Manonoya.
Yeah.
So Inter Milan is doing a proper work there. And remember, their CEO is the youngest CEO. So Stephen Zhang, so they are doing things on the right way. And Inter Milan, Juventus, Max Allegri now is trying to play the three back, but it is not yielding the results. Now, Juventus has a player in Paul Pogba who is banned for 2 to 3 years. So when I check the team of Juventus now, the quality in their team has dropped because Juve at the point in time had the BBC at the defense.
Yeah.
They had Marquisio, they had Pello, they had Vidal, they had Tavares.
Yeah.
Now you talk of Vlahovic, Danilo.
Danilo.
You see the players, not that they're not bad players, but the quality has dropped.
Yeah.
And this is the time Inter Milan has picked up their form. They are moving all over. So I think this game, the Derby d'Italia, has lost a slight importance in it because of how Juve now plays. Because they are struggling to win games. If you don't play in the Champions League, people think that your team is off. And from what Juve did last season, they are underperforming now. So I think this game, Inter Milan has everything in their hands to capitalize on the downfall of Juventus. Because anytime Juventus is in their prime, no team in Italy stops them. And this is the time they are falling, they are down. And Inter are rising. And anytime Juventus is at the helm of affairs in Italy, you see that their class are performing. Just last season, they had 3 teams in 3 European finals.
Yeah.
And Inter Milan was part of them. Roma was part of them.
Yeah.
So you see how they play. Even Fiorentina was part of them, losing to West Ham.
Yeah.
So Inter Milan are doing a very good job. And traveling to Allianz Stadium this weekend, I think they have a upper hand ahead of Juventus, because Juventus are still suffering from their last season trauma. And with Paul Pogba, who they signed just from United, free agent, now banned for 2 years, is affecting them. And their squad depth is not as it was. So I think Inter Milan will be ahead of Juventus in this game.
So Inter Milan win?
But this game will be a scoring game. I see Lautaro scoring in this game. So I think Inter Milan, 2-1 victory for Inter Milan will not be a bad result, because Juventus are not the Juve of 3 or 4 seasons ago. And now Inter are back in their prime after playing very well, winning the season last 2 seasons, playing the Champions League last year, and now in the Champions League game playing. So I think Inter Milan are ahead of Juventus in this game, Felix.
So Juventus, Inter Milan ahead of Juventus, yes, according to my man Dem Baba. Still live 94.3 Focus FM. But just a quick reminder that over the week there was some issue. Is it an issue? Well, an issue of a sort between Harry Maguire and
Honorable Isaac Adongo.
Honorable Isaac.
That was last
Adongo.
year when he was underperforming.
Yes. So last year, Nkasa number 2. No. So as I say, during the budget reading, same thing. 2023 budget reading, during the debate in Parliament, Honorable Isaac Adongo compared the Vice President
to Harry Maguire.
Even
if the opponent fails to score, Harry Maguire will score.
Hey. Now, Honorable Isaac Adongo has done a quick U-turn, yes, because Maguire is performing.
Maguire is in the super form.
Yes.
We are not seeing the Maguire of Leicester City.
Yes. So he has come back to quickly U-turn and change his mouth.
Praise him.
Or praising him. And then he so the video was actually posted on social media. Yeah. And then Harry Maguire responded to that tweet by Joy Sports. Yeah. And then this is the tweet. Maguire has accepted the apology of Honorable Isaac Adongo.
He's not inviting him. Yeah, Boko Central. Oh no, Borga Central.
Borga Central. And then this is the tweet. MP Isaac Adongo, apology accepted. see you at Old Trafford soon.
Super.
Honorable Isaac Adon goes to Chelsea. Also, Chelsea. In fact,
And on Chelsea in the Man U next 2 weeks. On
yes.
Chelsea in the Man U.
He says that he will not also resist any offer from Maguire to watch him live at the Old Trafford. So definitely,
going.
once upon a time.
Obi a o church, you know. This one, this live no balance.
You never know. You never know. But you're still live, Focus 94.3 FM, bringing your comments on Facebook and of course on YouTube at Felix Edudakwa. We've discussed the English Premier League matches coming up this weekend. The Italian Serie A, the big ones over there. Yesterday, PSG were 5-2 winners over AS Monaco, another big one. A lot of goal scorers. So PSG were team.
Monaco. Monaco team winner. Onya Bernardo Silva, team Bakayoko. Mbappe after from moving to Monaco to Paris Saint-Germain, Washomu 11 goals, 6 assists in 13 games. Hey.
I always am quiet.
And Mbappe is now the all-time top scorer at Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
I think the Paris Saint-Germain, Omoye say of FIF, Ose Monaco 5-2, now back Champions League, now on draw. And just this Tuesday, Wednesday, Champions League is returning against Newcastle.
I want a man you assemble me you know. You have to support the team.
Yes, of
because
course.
in the Champions League,
when you don't support them when they are in need of supporters, don't come when they are winning.
I mean, it's true. And of course, this is the decider. If you ask me, if you lose this game against Galatasaray,
that's all. And maybe you find difficult in playing the Europa League. Yes.
Europa League, because man, you play Europa League. You see, we have 3 away matches. Everything is away. Galatasaray is away, and then when the game over the weekend too, it's also 3 away fixtures. There's the Mountains Opera.
This month, the man to play.
So let me hear from you on Facebook. Drop your predictions. The City and Liverpool game is also starting. If I started, 10 minutes, no scores as at now. Kojo Asempa Furniture Works says Kotoko will take all the 3 points today from Kojo Asempa Furniture Works. But before we come to the Ghana Premier League and the discussions here in the local scenes, let's quickly do the CAF Champions League action. Charlie, media for no Omukudri within the week, and then Al Ali. If you ask me, it's going to be a very, 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 very tough one for Mediama Sporting Club. But of course, it's a game of football, and dropping some of the pictures and images on Facebook and of course on YouTube as well. Training on the masa. I wish plays it. Now, pa dia a bad ding. Mediama have a date against Al Ali, and then tomorrow at 1 p.m. we've got Dreams FC also in the CAF Confederations Cup.
Club African.
Almost on the Club African. If you ask me,
you see, we discussed this issue one time ago that North Africa, they are the rejected Europeans.
Rejected Europeans?
Yes, because just check Morocco and then Spain.
I will not disagree with you.
Check Morocco and Spain. Because how Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, even Libya, how they set up, they do their things. It shows that they are ahead of us.
Their mentality in the game.
There is no way you move to North Africa and then you be like, I'm comfortable. No. Until it's over, it's not over for you in North Africa. Not even our national team. So I think it's a very good game. Let me commend Mediama for their outfit they used when they are going to Egypt. Super outfit. Super outfit.
Live on Facebook, we are showing some of the images. Masa.
Hey. We obi abo combination. Move white.
Masa.
Ne yi omo say kama. Na ka performance ni ye say ya bia.
So images no live on Facebook. Masa move and white.
Move and white.
Now here kicks white.
So
when the Air Force near
Air Force wow. Ketua bi anim
bra. Ketua bi anim.
Na play no ko Egypt I say.
Be fine.
Oh, but I think it will be a good game.
Yeah.
Yesterday Belouizdad won 3-0 and then Mazembe lost. So CAF Champions League enough for more.
Now hear from Coach Evans Augustine Adote, who is the head coach of the Midyama Sporting Club. He is very optimistic about the game today. He's very optimistic about the game today away from home in Egypt. Stadium the atmosphere alone is scary, if you ask me. But let's listen to him now.
Well, talking of tomorrow's game, we are coming to this game eager to steal the show at the expense of Al Ahly that share the same ambition. Right? Because I know Al Ahly will be the giant of Africa, #1 rated team in Africa. We are just beginners. Let's come tomorrow. We want to demonstrate what we can also show to the African
Right, so you heard from coach of Midyama Sporting Club, Evans Augustine Adote, who is optimistic. So live on Facebook, the images are there, and of course live on YouTube too. You can find some of the images. The training section yesterday, just before today's encounter against the premier club in Africa,
the Madrid of Africa,
Al Ahly. Senior, Ali game no who say.
I don't have a different feeling with Coach Adote because there is always a belief in something. It has been a while since a Ghana Premier League team advanced to the group stage of the CAF Champions League, but this year Midyama did it. So it's kind of good news for Ghana football.
Okay.
So I'm very optimistic. Not that they are winning, Midyama will win. Not that they will draw the game, but they will prove a point to Ghana football or football loving fans that we are Midyama, a small team based in Takwa, but this is what we can do.
Okay.
House of Folk in their Champions League lost 5 to which club? You see the scoreline they lost. You see, but one thing I see this Midyama team is that they are not conceding that number of goals. Because they have 3 players who were in the Black Star squad that played at Babayara and went to Comoros. So they have a kind of experience.
Yeah.
They've traveled with what? The senior players, those who have played the national team for time. So they will gain some experience. When you check out this Ali team, they are all national team players. Their goalkeeper is the national team goalkeeper for Egypt, who has played 2 AFCONs, 2 finals. The one they lost to Senegal, he was imposed. So he has seen it all. And the experience he is having or possession coming to this game, Midyama has 2 or 3 players who has the same thing.
Yeah.
We know North Africans, when the game gets tough, they use those laser lights. They do all sorts of things to just make you uncomfortable to play the game. And Midyama have passed through some small tests, and I think they can stand that. Ali against Midyama are underdogs in this game. Ali are favorite, but a favorable scoreline will be good for Midyama, a 1-0, 2-0. But if Midyama gets a draw in this game, don't be surprised.
Draw for Midyama?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not overhyping Midyama, but what Midyama has done throughout this campaign, from the prelims to the group stages, they fought and fought well. They went away to win games.
Yeah.
We are complaining because they are playing against Ali in North Africa. That's our complaint. But Midyama are doing well away. So I think if they get a draw this evening against Ali, it won't be a bad news. But Ali playing their first game in the Champions League will not let you spoil their party for them. That is the main point.
They have to start well.
And what North Africans do is their first 10-15 minutes, they don't joke with it.
It's hot.
That is where they just destabilize your team. Because when you concede 2 in 10 minutes, that's all. They will just do anything to just make that you concede more than even 5 goals. So I think this game will be a very good game, but we wish Midyama the best to just showcase what they've done through the prelims. I'm talking about the prelims because they played 2 games before getting to this stage, and they did well playing away. They played their home games from their home in Cape Coast. Now they will play their home games at Babayara away from home. So they are experienced now because they've traveled to play 4 games. 2 outside the country, 2 outside Takwa to Cape Coast to play. So I think they've experienced something small to play this game.
Dreams FC away from home, Club Africain.
as I said, North Africa is our problem, but Dreams, they also did well in their prelims. They were the first team to win away in their prelims. And their motto keeps me moving, still believe.
Still believe, boys.
They still believe. And if they believe they are saying it is existing in them, they showcase it to tomorrow in North Africa, Club African. Because anything they will do will gain points for Ghana. Mediama is playing, Dreams is playing, but their performance Ghana will benefit from their performance, because Ghana had at a point in time 4 slots in Africa, and now we have only 2, 1 each, Confederations Champions League. Now, if Mediama and Dreams perform well, we are gaining back our slots. So Mediama and then Dreams in Tunisia. My worry is North Africa. So
that's also my worry.
Yes, let's just lower our expectation for Dreams and then Mediama, because say about East Africa near West here we are always ahead, but North Africa no almost mentality no switch here. And you see they are playing a game in the evening. Dreams is playing 1 p.m. but Mediama is playing 7 p.m. How many times do we play evening games? How many times?
And the floodlights.
You're more born and at Ghana. And when you travel, you play flag light. Now, even if the last game of the Champions League, Mediama Ali, they bring it to Babayara, how sure are we they will play the game under flag light? So I think that's our problem. But Dreams FC should go and do well. We are just hoping that the name of Ghana should be lifted high, because we've been a laughing stock that Ghana the Africa just 4 or 5 back. Just recently. So it has made our football, when anytime you're talking about Ghanaian clubs and the North African clubs, it's a worry.
Right. Speaking about Ghana, this is the big one. The subject for discussion over the week, and we have also gotten our time now here on the Sports Arena. Want to discuss the major one. Is Coach Chris Houghton, is he supposed to be maintained as Black Stars coach, or in your opinion, do you think that he needs to exit the scene with the AFCON 2024 in La Côte d'Ivoire just in January? It's just around the corner, but we've got December, and we've also got some time, if you ask me, ahead of the campaign. So send me your comments through Facebook. Focus FM KNUST. Focus FM KNUST. Coach Chris Houghton. No, yam pam nana. And I said because in 2 matches, the 2026 World Cup qualifier matches, the first game, which was played here at the Barra Sports Stadium, Ghana won by a lone goal against Madagascar. And then, of course, away from home in Moroni, on that island, the Comoros Islands, back to back, and also Jumana 1 player, Timmy Jibo, not just 4 players. Now, but in your own opinion, I'll come to you, Kelvin, very shortly. But in your own opinion, Charlie, Coach Chris Houghton, what should be done to him? Because so far as I'm aware, he's played 9 games. He has lost some 3. I mean, all the international friendlies in Akamwa.
Well, Felix, with this issue, I want to start from a point and get to Chris Houghton.
Okay.
The point is, Ghana football has collapsed.
That's the point.
That's the point.
That's the whole point.
The whole point is Ghana football has collapsed.
Hey.
Yes.
Why you play football in Ghana?
The fact that you are playing doesn't mean
it is there.
It's there.
Okay, it has collapsed.
Your co school class, nipa be 50, but your best now, be a trepe. Yeah, can you show uniform school nibi? So Ghana football has collapsed. Why? Because our transition from U17, U20, U23 in New York. Fatawu Shaku, Nuyama, they were in the U23 just recently. They are now the Black Stars players. Anytime there will be U23 tournament, they will not call this place. They get different squad to play. How many times has this place played under 23? How well are they integrated into playing national team? You see, playing club football is different from national team. I can play for Kotoko today. Tomorrow I will play better. But moving from under 17 to under 20 is different. The last time Ghana performed very well, we had players from under 20 playing the national team. Dominic Adia, Andre Ayew in the 2010 World Cup. So we have players, when we do proper transition, we get the best.
Even Ajimare was part of that squad.
Ajimare played the winning goal for us. So you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the transition. Both male or female, egu. Now, after Okreku was elected, DFA president was elected, listen what he said. The time of leaving collapse to only coaches is far gone. Now, when you call the players, we have to what? Inspect. What do you want to inspect the lineup for? Some people do the shame. That's point number 2. Interference. And number 2.
So you think Chris Houghton's job is being interfered?
It's been interfered
Okay.
in a whole lot of times. I'll come to Chris Houghton himself. But I'm talking about what we are facing before Chris. This thing, we've been seeing it. Under Coach Miller came, they said our Miller is back. Even CK came in, nothing. Kwesi appear of all coaches. He had to Brazil. So it's from a place to a place. So the interference in our national team is also part. Now let me pick Chris Houghton. You see, I see one thing in Chris Houghton call up or his managerial role at the Black Stars. I don't see consistency in his lineups. Anytime the game is being played, I don't see any technical switch. I don't see how he switches his play on the field of play.
So number 1 is the lineup.
It's the lineup and on not consistent. On him the first 11. Maybe who is or here say or take the kind of well yeah they no done with them. Because watching his games is maybe he's lost only one competitive game against Comoros.
Yeah.
But that game, you shouldn't lose that game.
Yeah. And I agree with you.
Baby, I come on board. You can lose a game. Even
Comoros.
how can Comoros beat Ghana? How?
Comoros.
Yeah, World Cup ako and then baby I say US, Canada, Mexico, or say and you have no antidote to Comoros.
Fellas,
Even Comoros.
You have no
Comoros,
antidote.
They joined CAF in the year 2003, and 2 years later they were recognized by FIFA 2005. So I don't really understand Chris Houghton, Comoros.
And when Chris was being chosen or when he was about to be appointed, all of us were rooting for him that he has coached Tottenham, Brighton. So this man can do the job.
Yeah.
But when he came, now check his call-ups. If Baba Rahman is playing today, Gideon Mensah will not be called. Check the lineup.
Yeah.
Get the time and pick all his call-ups. If Baba is called, Gideon Mensah Omma, they tell man say he had a bad game in the previous game he played, so he will not come. That's why I say he has no consistency in his lineups. Now, when he's playing Ali Seidu, you have Odwe at the bench. And when you are playing, you see, Guardiola will be Guardiola because Guardiola will play this type of player with his formation or tactics on the field of play. Ali Seidu is not a natural right back. He's a central defender.
Yeah.
But because of his height, he's been shifted to the right back. And he is not good when we are progressing the ball.
Yeah.
He's only good defending.
Defensively.
So if you want to play a game and want to win, you want to progress the ball, why do you play Ali Seidu when you have Dennis Odo at the bench? Now, let me pick the game at Baba Yara against Madagascar. We started with Jose Ofori, Richard Ofori,
Richard Ofori,
Seidu,
Ali Seidu,
Mensah, Amate, and then Opoku.
Yeah.
We played Edmonado, Salis, Baba
and
Idris.
Baba Idrisu.
We played Kudus. We played Jordan. We played Semeno. We
And
played
Inaki.
Inaki.
Yeah.
11 players. When the game got tougher, Baba Idrisu went out. Who came in?
Majid Ashmeru.
When Ashmeru came in, Ghanaians knew that this is Ghana playing.
Yes.
How can Ghana defend against Madagascar? Baba Yara.
That's the point.
Baby, I change Egyptian 6-1. Who may
Yes.
defend against Madagascar?
What is the problem?
That's why I say I don't see any technical switch or technical variation of his tactics when the game is going on.
My point is that you have started the game. You know that the first half didn't work well for you.
Yes.
Chris Houghton, these 2 games now, we are all testament to the fact that the first half he doesn't get it in the first half. Means that the lineup is problematic.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So if your approach is 40 and you're going to the next game, away from home, you play the double pivot against Madagascar.
You are playing the same thing against Comoros.
You are playing the same thing against Comoros.
And Egypt, they have about 8 defensive midfielders.
Master Jai.
That's why I'm talking about his technical switch during games because Guardiola when playing games and the game gets tougher.
Guardiola now
switch
can
to 3 back.
Guardiola now can answer no Ashabako. Guardiola.
Obekwa 3 back. You so Guardiola de John Stones number 6.
Yes.
Stones a defender. Champions League. When a year be. Now I know the speed player as what central midfielder because of what club. And Koya Besahani and Bosse. But you don't see that in Chris Houghton. Now my point is that so all Asmira about game and the game went well. You had the goal. That team became your winning team at that point.
Yeah.
You just have play. You still have team no. Remember you brought in Osman Bukari and there's Nyama and you had Kudus. These 3 players, they are deadly on any day.
Yeah.
You had Asmeru behind them. You had Salis behind them. What's your problem again?
What is obsession with the double pivot? And because if you ask me, I know that if you are going to face a side that you know that this side is threatening, they can score you already. If you want to protect your back line, no about 2 no.
And let me that Guardiola you know. Who say Liverpool or say can you Medford?
Yes.
Or be a defender, or be Medford because Osuro. But Osuro upon a normal formation, just play your football.
How should Majid Ashmeru perform? How well again should he perform so that he can start a Black Stars game?
I said this some time ago that before even the coaches do the call-ups, we know what is going. You see, we watch them, we know how they play. Now you brought in a player in the caliber of Edmond Ado, who has not played a single minute for his club.
Yeah.
But
you even mentioned Ofori.
Now Ofori is the deputy captain and he has experience, fine. But how many games has Eduardo played for Ghana that show that whether he's injured or not, he will play? That is one. Now, our game at Comoros, my problem was that if you knew Kudus could play 45 minutes, why start Ayew? Why is it that always you have to start Jordan? You see, me, I've said it again, time and again, that Jordan at Crystal Palace is different from Ghana.
Yeah.
The game he played for Ghana, the same game he will play in the colours of Crystal Palace, but he will perform well.
Yeah.
But Ghana will not perform. Because he's been seen as the Pele in the national team, Ghana national team. He will not release the ball fast.
And Kudus has got the same problem.
The same problem. And you see, you'll be at the bench. I don't know why they keep on making Ghanaians frustrated about the national team. If you do this, Ghanaians will be angry with the players. Yes. They will say, yes, and you'll be
because you are setting them up.
It's not their fault.
You are the one who's setting them up to fail.
How did Inaki score his first goal?
Cross na nebaya. Ashmeru and a few on the bar.
Ashmeru Piama Bukari.
Yes.
Ashmeru
Yes.
Piama Mensa Panyai. Or Bukari or yes careful or speed. Miyama same thing. Why then start Jordan and the rest? The players sometimes they are wasteful, but the coaches. That's what I say. You have only 2 to 3 training sessions to make your squad, your first 11. Yeah. So that's not a place to make experiment. Next time you need experiment. Now there's no game for Black Stars until AFCON.
Yes.
Yeah, quite. And it is able. And it is able. Almost so much baby. I know, Bobo. After beating them in the 2014 World Cup qualifiers, yeah, sure, movie. So I think Chris Houghton is his own enemy because I don't see him working with his own powers. I don't see that.
Behind the scenes,
see, he has gone to all the stadia in Ghana Premier League.
Yeah.
But yes, still, Onya Obia, Patene, Abo, defensive midfield. Onya defend the Bio. We are not saying those he called are not Ghanaians. But you see, over England, call up to her. Over Spain, call up to her. When you pick Italy's national team squad, 98 or 95% are played in what? Italy.
Yeah.
If Jude Bellingham is not playing for Madrid, England, yeah, fair no. On outside England. If you are making a lineup and Hurricane is not playing for Bayern, Hurricane you cannot bench him because he's just scoring goals day in day out. So you cannot bench him. You have players performing at the national team. Now Stephen Keshi did one thing during the 2012 AFCON. Coach Bian for the new call. They were to give the Nigerian players 5,000 appearance fee. They said, he said, if you not come, go.
Yeah.
Or the wingy and the lights were there.
Yeah.
He won this AFCON for Nigeria.
With Sunday
Mba. Local player. If you have forgotten, 2017, Cameroon won the AFCON. Matip so ma. Chupa Matip so ma. Uni do buy Christian Basago.
Basago.
No, but Thailand. It's not always those who are playing limelight European football. So I think Chris Houghton, in as much as he's not performing, for me, my opinion, he should be given time and then no interference. That's all what he needs. Because when he's not being interfered and he's given the chance, he can deliver. But if he's interfered, I'm saying this because the FA president said that the time of leaving national duties to all the coaches, only coaches is what? Far gone. So they will what? Scrutinize the lineup. If I don't have interest in it, I'll not scrutinize it. Your duty is what? Perform for the national team. Just perform. I don't need to look into your squad. How many times does the FA president travel to watch games? The coach does all this. So you cannot tell the coach to call this player and leave this player. That's what I'm saying is what? Interference. And I think with Antoine Semenyo,
just quickly, let's wrap up.
He was our hero in our game against Angola and Babayara.
Yeah.
But against Comoros, he just destroyed everything.
This chance will pass.
He destroyed everything. That's why I don't give all the blame to Chris Houghton.
Inaki so painful, baby.
You see,
Jordan.
So the players sometimes to always take up what responsibility, because if they are doing this, now we are in a group with Mali.
Yeah.
Mali also won the first game and do the second game.
So they have 4 points actually.
They have 4 points. Yeah. Now Comoros
is leading that
6
table.
points. They won 4-2 in the first game and won 1-0.
1-0 against Ghana.
So before you say Jack, the tournament is gone.
Yeah.
So the players should just look at the World Cup ahead. If you want to go to World Cup, fine. That's your career. Because there are some players, when you Google their name, they have World Cup appearance. They have World Cup medals. You can't tell me Valdez was instrumental in Spain World Cup victory. Now, who was the second keeper for Germany when they won the World Cup? But when you Google their names, you see them with World Cup medal. So when you make the appearance, it's good for you. The World Cup showed Kudus the way. And now Kudus is playing for what? West Ham.
Steven Mandanda. France, Steven Mandanda the World Cup. Steven Mandanda ne Afonso Areola.
Wanda post.
Debi. Omo World Cup medal.
Or Shed Jesse no Ashe babe, not bench.
Or make World Cup medal.
Or my fans Aje medal.
Calvin, let's quickly wrap up before we come to the Ghana Premier League match day 12. Where we'll be giving you the fixtures as well. Yeah,
Felix, I'll pardon Chris a bit.
You can't pardon Chris.
You can't appoint a coach and give him a technical bench to, like you don't let the coach appoint a technical team.
So you are saying that the likes of Masoud Didi Dramani, like Olele Kinson, and then George Boateng.
You
can't have been appointed for Chris Houghton.
Or say Chris Lankasa appointing the technical team. Nowhere in the country can you give like a coach and a technical. You appoint a coach and give him a technical director to work with. Their influence.
He suffered from what he was doing. He was technical director when Otto was there.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing.
It's a kind of
it's a normal thing at the national team, because
at
the World Cup he was the technical director with the national team and Otto was the coach. So I think
I'm trying to say the bench, the coaches that is working.
Should have appointed his
yes,
own. Okay.
Because they are not contributing to the success of Chris.
Okay.
And to the Comoros game, Chris always starts a game going into a game with cautious, like let me protect my back line, let me protect my team. Being cautious. Let us see the statistics in the first half that they played against Comoros. First half they played. Comoros played 55 ball possession and Ghana 45.
Who is
Blast
their star
Stars of
player?
Ghana?
You don't know their star player.
Blast Stars of Ghana.
Madagascar came with only one player, Rakoto Harimalala. That's all.
Ghana didn't play shot on target first 45 minutes.
You played Jordan, you played Iraqi, you played Semeno.
3 strikers.
Who sounds somebody there? Are you captain?
Okay.
Ghana, you don't have any developmental
plan. I think I agree with Kelvin. Charlie, the problem hinges on the plan. What's the plan of Ghana football? And that needs to be discussed further. But let's now turn attention to the Ghana Premier League as we enter into match week 12. The fixtures are already here. Legon Cities they'll be playing against Kumasi Asante Kotoko today. The games will continue with Nations FC at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex. They will be playing against Kerala United. House of Folk have a date with Brekum Chelsea. So I'm sure this is the last game on Babo Accra Sports Stadium. On we are near to their show. FC Summertex will also be playing against Royal Tamale United, and of course, in Swatterman will be playing against House of Lions, Indiana Football Club against Accra Lions, and Bechem United at the Nana Fosu Jiabo Park will be playing against Gold Stars. Dreams FC and Bofakwatano obviously has been postponed due to their involvement in the CAF competitions, as well as Mediama SC and Accra Great Olympics. To the top scorers chart, no one else than Isaac Minta of Ediana Football Club. He has got 9 goals, and Afrio Wusu and Augustine Okra both have 6 as well. Abdul Manaf Umar and Hamza Isa of Accra House of Folk, they've got 5 goals each. So the fixtures for the Ghana Premier League match week 12 are here. They are upon us. Accra, Accra House of Folk. In fact, all the teams, about 4 to 5 teams that play in the Accra Sports Stadium. Accra Lions or Accra House of Folk or Olympics or and Dreams. Yes. 4 teams in now. They have to revert to other Legon cities and so on. 5. They have to revert to other alternative venues until later they come on. So it will mean that Accra House of Folk have chosen Babara Sports Stadium as the alternative venue. So the game that Kumasi and Kotoko will be playing against Accra House of Folk, Accra no, Accra House of Folk for no home no, about Accra never born Kumasi but Accra for no and Ebejiska no. And you know, those are a few informations from the camp of the Ghana Premier. But let's look at the fixtures. Quickly in the next 3 minutes, then we can conclude today's Sports Arena show.
Okay, with the Ghana Premier League. I think it's not taking shape. The Premier League is not taking shape.
Okay.
When you look at how some of the teams were playing, Adriana especially, they're now leading the table. And we played 11 games, which is 33 points, and then they have some 22 points to their credit.
Yeah.
Felix, Ghana Premier League, it's been this since day one. I think I have problem with this one. Yeah, since day one, Ghana Premier League is not producing the best for us in terms of football. And one thing that is hindering our success in football is the hooliganism. But I'll talk about that one later. But this weekend, Kotoko especially and House of Folk, I'm on them.
Okay.
They won against Mediama, that's good, but Kotoko standard should not be this position. 14th on the league table. You know, they've gone to the bottom of the table before in this season. And yet still, they are not picking up the pieces. Now, someone will say, what is wrong with Kotoko? Is it financial problem? Is it psychological? Is it emotional? Now, even at Babayara, where you have the numbers, yes, still, you don't get results. You see, one thing about football is support. Now, I've watched Kotoko several games with their Pokemon tertiary from minute 1 till 90 minutes. It's support, full song, jama, everything. Yes, still, Kotoko cannot strike. They are playing against Legon cities, and now they play at Wafa, Sugakope. Now the journey is long. After today's game, there will be a FA Cup, and this is where the players get tired. And the moment the league curves, we are playing 34 league games, so we are in week 12, 5 games to make half of the league season. And if Kotoko is still struggling to be in the top half of the league, it's worrying. Kotoko has Dalad and then Frederick Asari, which on any day can start for any Premier League team.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
Dalad is a national team goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So I don't see why they are struggling. And they beat up the squad. They picked a defender who was experienced in the Ghana Premier League in Ansu Patrick. He's playing for Kotoko. Nuruddin from RTU is playing. So you have the experience.
And
so what's the problem?
From Brekum,
who was their top scorer, is now in your team. You have Lamptey. So I think Kotoko should find a way of reviving their season because the season is fast moving. And if they don't do things right, they will feel sorry for their season next season, because if you don't make things good now, we know they are building a project,
Yeah.
but there should be some positive signs
Yeah.
that is showing that, oh, you are building a project. Now Chelsea is suffering, but now people are happy because they are seeing progress.
Yeah.
But if you don't see progress in Kotoko's team, you can't say anything. Now House of Folk, they just sacked their head coach, Koopman.
Martinos Koopman.
And this one thing that is hindering the success of the clubs,
Yeah.
sacking of coaches. You know the reason? When they sacked Koopman, who is remained there?
Oh, they are
Coach
assistant,
Bashiru.
Yeah.
Now, Ibrahim Bashiru was there when Koopman came. That is why I side with Kelvin with Chris Houghton technical bench. You brought only the coach to come and work with different people as what? His assistants. How will it be possible? And just 11 games in the season, you've sacked your coach. Meanwhile, the team was grinding results. So this is one thing that is hindering the success of Kotoko and then House of Folk. Not only these two teams, but all the teams. Now, Gold Stars just gave Michael Essay a letter that he should go for a leave.
Yeah. It's
But
a
for
proceed on leave. Yeah.
Bofuako sacked Frimpong Manso and Safo Castro, their assistant coach. Just look at how they are sacking the coaches. Just 11 games. So I think it's high time they minimize the sacking of coaches and focus on the players and do the right recruitment. Season be justify your inclusion. No, I think it's not helping the team. It should do proper scouting and scout players for their teams. And I think this week, with how House of Folk is playing, the last 3 games against Begum Chelsea at Accra, they've won all 3-1, 2-0, 2-0.
Yeah.
I think they will win that game. And Lagos City's too, they've never been a turn in the flesh of Kotoko.
Kotoko, okay.
Even when they were called Wow Stars. So I think Kotoko also have an edge over them. And Bofuako Tano, I think they should find a serious antidote to their problem, or else they'll go back to the Division 1. That's a warning to them. Yes.
Yeah.
Because when the coach and the assistant coach left, you now need 2 new people to come and work with the players.
Yeah.
And we are in week 11. The coach will not come today, so week 12 is gone. You have some 16 or 18 games to play. Those games, you use time to study the players to know your proper 11.
Yeah.
So when will we get that time? So the earlier the better for them. But Ghost Stars, I think they've lost a touch with their home grounds. How they were resolute in their first season.
Yeah. And the dance
With
part.
Kotoko and House of Folk, and then now losing them. I think it should also make proper assessment of their team, what they did to merit those records and get back on their form. Now, quickly on NSA and then the stadiums.
Yeah.
When I saw this letter, what I told myself is, Has, Kotoko and the rest, just get yourself 20,000 capacity stadium. Kwame Chase Sport Complex is around 15,000 capacity stadium. Get it for yourself as your own. BBN Ghosters have their own. Bofuako, no, Nswatreman, Eduana, they have their own stadiums. Now, when Wafa was playing, they had their own stadiums. We are not saying it's by force for them to get their own stadium. When you go to Europe, Roma and Lazio use the Olimpico, which is not their stadium.
Yeah.
Inter Milan AC Milan use the San Siro, which is not their stadium. When you go to Germany, Schalke, Nofia, and they all use what? State stadiums. But they find a way to what? Finance it. Our problem in Ghana is what? The maintenance culture. And our problem again is that our football has dropped to the level that we don't patronize our own. At first, Kotoko and House of Folk, you have what? A full house. But now, even free gate, you don't get half of Baba Yara or the Accra Sports Stadium. So I think our football has dropped, and the earlier we find antidote to them, the better. So House and Kotoko should find a way, because the NSA is saying that they don't get money to maintain the pitch.
Yeah.
Now, see this one. You cannot maintain the pitch because you are not getting money from these 5 clubs at Baba Yara, Accra Sports Stadium. But one program, Shatawale's program or Stonewall's program, can damage the stadium, the turf. Now we saw when they did the NPP rally or so. See how the pitch became. You cannot maintain that one. Now Baba Yara will contain Dreams, Mediama, Kotoko, has 4 teams. probably Bofakwa may come because they are banned from Convention Park. So you get 5 teams. So how will you maintain that one? Black Stars is using that same pitch. Now, Ghana sometimes find it difficult to host a CAF or FIFA game in Ghana because we don't have the needed requisite tools for CAF standard or FIFA standard. So in as much as they maintain the pitches, they should upgrade it. Because if Ghana get to a point that we are playing our qualifying games or our CAF or FIFA license games outside Ghana, it will be a shame. A stadium in the capital of the country does not merit CAF standard. Yes, so we will close it from football activities and use it for what? Other purposes. I sometimes ask myself, can't we build something like that for programs? The O2 Arena is there. Basketball, it's for what? Those activities.
Yeah.
Tottenham Stadium, they play NFL there, but after NFL, they make sure that the pitch for football is very good in shape.
The system is working on.
So if we don't have those systems to work, now it's not always by force to play shows at the Babaya the stadiums. Go to conference center, 3,000 capacity stadium. It will be okay for you. If you can maintain Babayara, Cape Coast, and then Tamale, and you want to overcrowd Babayara, just look at how you maintain. We are fortunate that we are not playing any CAF game or FIFA game until next year. If you play this December, we need to close that one down for them to just do some 1 or 2 renovations there, because as of today, there are things there, it will not meet CAF standard. You see what I mean? So it has got to the point the NSA and the clubs should just find a way. We know the clubs are not having the money, but get a sponsor who can build you 20,000 capacity stadium. You are good to go. Now, Kotoko has the land.
Yeah.
They can do it.
Yeah.
Now, you see, when I heard of Abragese first, it was Mokpa. When nations came there, I've gone there more than 5 times.
Yeah.
And Pemlakwa ladies, when you go there, because football is going there. So when you say Anakojache, just build it. Maybe home game, the fans will come.
Yeah,
So we shouldn't just say that the place is too far. Before Amakom or stadium became close to people, Nesi baby, no 40 baby. Yes, the people come because people move from Sunyane to come to Babayara to watch game. So we shouldn't use that one as an excuse. Let's just make something for ourselves. The standard is high for Kotoka and Has, but at least 20,000 is okay. Because you cannot be using the national stadium and the time you need it most, because many people cannot travel from Accra to Kumasi to watch Kotoko Has.
Yeah.
Because they saw that one as their own to watch the game there. So how would that person fly or board a bus from Accra to Kumasi over 200 cities in and out and come and pay at the gate? Meanwhile, he has used 50 cities to watch the game in Accra.
Yeah.
So it is going against Has and Kotoko themselves. So the earlier they find solution to them, it will be good for them, because Has at this stage since 1911, just this month they celebrated 112 years or so, and you are still moved or sacked from your venue. Yes, because you are just giving a letter that don't use this December. Go just find a place.
So Stone Boy is coming around on the 22nd and a host of others.
22nd, which is
22nd December.
Okay.
Still live 94.3.
And see, just that one, they want to close it down for that event. Yes. I don't know why. So if Kotoko has a game on 15th, they cannot play that game there. And I let 17th is Kotoko has a folk.
Yeah.
Kumasi.
Against now. Against.
So they now yet me Accra, but about it's okay.
Calvin,
I'll talk a little bit on the hooliganism in our football.
Okay. Yeah.
It cannot be removed
At all,
because how the FA people are addressing the matter or taking the matter in hand. I will suggest to them that they will work in hand with the IGP, Dampare, so that when they catch you removing the seats or catch you holding any staffs, they will address you and deal with you personally.
We don't have cameras to get to see those people.
Then, Baba, you can see someone holding like a stone or something,
a chair,
a weapon.
One day, I think I agree to maybe at the gate, the section at the gate, especially those who come with bags and all that.
And stuff.
And not such an M1. You see, one thing is that when you go to Europe, the stewards They don't watch football.
Yeah, they are watching the people.
But in Ghana, the policemen they watch
the
football more than us.
No,
Ghana game. Police go pay JC. Police go pay JC player.
Police they go pay JC. So they can cost the mountain, especially VIP stands on.
Yeah.
Oh, they can't you.
You see, being them, you see, one thing about Ghana is that when a Ghanaian see a police or a soldier man, he fears to do something.
Yeah.
Sure.
But when you are not there, they will do it.
Yeah.
And Ghana, when he's done doing it, no one, because when we don't have cameras to just track them.
Yeah.
What happened at Sunyani? See a whole coach, someone's father, Makwe Zuma, near Makwe Hospital.
And the report that came in initially was that he was in some sort of coma. In fact, coma kakra.
You see, this happened in Division 1, Susubribi or so. A coach was chasing a referee with a stick.
Time is fast spent.
So Felix, I suggest that the GFA and the Dampare should work hand in
the
hand.
police.
So when they catch you, they will charge you so that it will serve as a deterrent for others to follow.
Okay. Kelvin, what if say anyone Kelvin Bendy? Kelvin and can't you be?
Oh, and I met Menesa.
Serious. Kelvin, and then we are there. Belated, happy belated birthday to you. You are working well. You are working so hard, and I like it, Charlie. God bless you. Production, you know, masa.
Me ban tell me who.
Masa. Me madao. Member na o.
Edman dey silent.
Masa.
Onya boafo edman no koyi.
Yes, Roddick mu kofi ni adi. So Roddick say we school ntino. O fe no kra masa. O twimwa.
We have a proper English boy. We have an English JC. It is coming home. Say me do that.
Funi nyoma. Is a friend Gassem. Hey. Young guy from Gassem. So 25 minutes after 1. This is where time permits us to end today's edition of the Sports Arena. My name is Felix Edu Dakwa. But before we go, Charlie, big campaign. Under 17 coach, Osanso Epe Unit Committee member. Cochito Committee member. So number 9 on the ballot paper, Akugu James Dem Baba. Why you need who?
Edukrum electoral area. Edukrum electoral area.
Mame fa come and into Sinobi. Number 9.
Number 9, Edukrum electoral area.
Number 9, the same say you, Ellen Haaland.
Dem Baba, answer me, you see Dem Baba now.
Number 9. Okay. It will not last.
I said, 2 guys will match 11, but number 9. You need to consider also he had 5.
Okay.
So I had the Panadol. So number 9 on the ballot, 19th December. Udruwa.
Dem Baba.
1, 2, 3. Drew Naya. Obebra kai free 1 2 3 na for to dem baba so na team mame na de ye no yen sa anya more because he said Manados so we go to tournament and then we game
e o kwara me ba no say we games dey say
and then me say about first game and then we do but under 17 there no remember my last game Tuesday.
Okay.
Second game no unfortunately we lose by 2 goals to 1.
Be coach. Yeah, be analysis.
So Chris.
Hey, coach, why lose game?
Oh, my losing game. But me bought my third game on Tuesday, so after that game, I hope say me qualify to the next stage.
Oh, yeah.
And when you see a kind of knockout tournament,
When you bet
I'm at tournament, you know, you say course on the bar, neighbor.
I know probably come back. I'm say, oh yeah, your course go anymore. Masa. Wow. So number 9, Akugu James Demba, Unit Committee member for Edukrum electoral area. Edukrum dey na sawaba.
Edukrum sawaba. Edukrum Nima Kontompo Bayerjum Airport. Hamo was
Obia mpacho obia.
Mo bia nga say yento mombrambe to na de baba. Yam wane nye juma. We enye partisan mesre. We be say eh oh party be. Assembly election nye partisan. Senkai partisan an come enjoy any. Because me nim obi opema say na makoyi me nim wa hanu aka say na me no nya fan. So it's not partisan. Just vote for the right person.
Yes.
And I think if I'm added, I will just make impact in the community.
Okay, thank you very much, Dem Baba. Thank you very much, Kelvin. Thank you very much, Kimberly, and my good friend Gassem. Gassem, we school. Fun start. Now, fupa, I guess I'm going better now. But it's fine. It's fine. Thank you very much for doing that, listening, and of course on Facebook at Focus FM KNUST, and on my YouTube channel as well, Felix Edu Dakwa. This is where we conclude the Sports Arena. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. we come back with the score sheet where we'll give you the results of the fixtures of the matches that were played in Europe, in the CAF Champions League and Confederations Cup, as well as the Ghana Premier League. So enjoy good music, good music here on the station 94.3. We'll be